Alrighty, peoples. Well, I'll do something on the fly for you. I don't mean to shit on Troy's parade, but I'll show you how to get off the grid for under $5,000. Now, I reckon I can include the land and the whole shebang. Now, this will be for America only, and it'll be based on a few things that Troy's told me. There may be a few bits and pieces missing, but there will be plenty of money left over. Now, according to Solar Cabin, you can get land at tax sales, acre and a half, 2, 3, 4, 5 acres. I think an acre and a half quite easy you can get for $600. So put down $600 for land. Troy tells me, over here, if you want a camper or caravan, as we know them, like a trailer home, you can get old heap of crap ones from the early 70s, leaking like a sieve, $3,000 minimum. Some people want $5,000 for a better one that's built in the mid-80s or the 90s or something like that. But Troy tells me $150 each he can get them for without a problem. He said if I was over there I could get on Craigslist, and he said I could get blooming 3, maybe even 6 in one day for $150 each. So, that brings us to $750. Now, IBCs, I get them here for $50 each. Now, you need these for water. Troy tells me he's looking at a bit dearer of a price for that. But the ones I get for $50, they had a synthetic protein and they bloody stink. And I can get good ones for, I think it's like 150 or something, because I did get a whole heap of good ones that had been used to hold, ink actually, for a big printing mop. And I basically just got the pressure washer in there and just went woof and cleaned all the crap out. So, you may want a bunch of them. I'll put down $150 each at however many. We'll just say 4. What's that bring? $600 there. Now, what else do you need? Well, you'll be shocked at what else you can just do with simple things. My backup shower, for instance, you can get a garbage tin. I thought they were about $12, but I've seen them now for about 20. So you get the garbage tin for $20, the 3-ring burner, or hey, forget the 3-ring burner. Make a wood fire, save a bit more money there. Just a small bunch of sticks underneath for 5 minutes burning away to heat it up. The little shower head things, they're $20 each as well. So that's $40 basically for a shower. And you always use a whole stack of buckets. When you first move in, when you don't have much water, you use buckets like you wouldn't believe. We get buckets $1 each here. I've actually got them for 87 cents. So I'll put in 10 buckets at $8.70 for 10 buckets. So let's write a bit more here. Now, Harbour Freight solar panels, apparently they cost $120 each, but if you get the coupon, they're $100. For your 45 watt panel. So yeah, $100 for a 45 watt Harbour Freight panel. Charge controller, I can get these crap blimmin', it's actually a regulator, but it's a solar regulator, and they're super duper efficient. It's about 97% efficiency, and all they got is just one little LED on them, and that's it. And they're tiny. They're only like that big. I know that, yeah, I seen them the other day. They're about 2.5 by 2 or something like that. And they're 20 amp on you, so there's plenty of blooming boot in them. They can handle quite a bit. So they were $30, so $30 for that. Good battery. What did I get the battery for here? What was it? I think there was like 125 for the fridge one. Could have been 150. So I just put in 150 just to be sure. And that's 100 amp hour, deep cycle, green interstate battery, and that's Australian prices. Now that'll basically give you your solar rig there for $280. Not bad at all. And get a fan. I got one up there, a little 12 volt banger there. You probably can't see it properly. That's like one they have in like a bus driver one or whatever. That's 12 volt though. I got that for around $22. The same place is now charging like 29. But there's another place that I went to. Didn't buy it because I thought I'd get it for 20. But I should have bought it there because it was $23 for the same thing. And then I went to this other place that I got that one from and paid $29 for it, basically $30 for it. And that's the one that I put in the cardboard house. So I'll just say $23 for that, because that's what I could have got it for if I had bought the first one at the other place. Now, as for heating, I don't know how many years have seen the propane tank wood heaters. Look, with a bunch of bricks you can make an open fire. Like, honestly, wood heaters, cost-wise and all that, with enough scrap materials, old bits of pipe and stuff like that. My father's actually nicked the tail shaft off a car for one, and I've got another tail shaft which I may give him off another car of the same model, and they're hollow pipe and they're great as stove pipes, and they're thick. They're more than 1/8 of an inch thick. All up, look, shit, you're not going to pay any more than $20 to make one of these things up yourself if you make it yourself. So I'll put $20 in, because honestly that's what you can make it out of scrap, and that'll be your heat. Now, same for cooking. My uncle, he used to use the open fire. Quite frankly, you could use that same thing for your cooking as well. Failing that, you can go and get the old hobo tin bloomin' one. They use an old paint tin, but it's no big deal for that. So cooking, I'm not even going to bother adding that, because you can easily cook with one of those propane stove wood heaters. If you set it up correctly and you've got a flat point in it somewhere, you can cook with it fine. You can chop it out and get a piece of flat plate or whatever on the top of it. There's also another stunt you can do where, if you get the right pot, you can cut a hole the size of the pot and you can slip the pot in, or you cut one just smaller than the pot, and the pot will sort of almost seat in, but it won't sink right down in. So that's another option. It's better if you use a wok and stuff like that. It's a bit like that silver fire that Troy was showing and that. If you get the pot that's the right size it's built for, it sits neatly in there and it blocks any smoke coming out. But basically all you need is a bit of flat steel in that heater there, and that's almost negligible cost. I've got old bits and pieces laying around here. You can use old barbecue plates if they're weldable steel, and we had one that was that my grandfather used to have. He'd made a barbecue, right, get this, flat 1-inch plate, hole drilled in the middle, and the rest was concrete block and a bit of mesh out of a old stove, and that was it. Wood barbecue, and it was fine, and he used it for years. And those concrete blocks are actually in the base of my shower rig here. I've seen somebody else, for the base of their shower, you know what they had? It's actually someone on Kirsten's channel who was up just 2 videos before mine. He had a shower outside, and he was having a shower on a pallet. He was standing on a pallet, and all the water would just flow through the pallet. Simple as that. No fancy shenanigans. This is very simple methods. Now, that gives you everything. Camper, the whole lot. you know, if you want extra storage space, add another $12, because that's what it costs me for a tent here. That one that I showed that I was going to use on the way up to Troy's, but I decided that I wanted to have a decent night's sleep after 12 hours driving. And then when I got up there, it was too hot to use it outside, and the bloke offered me a bed inside, and I had a fan in there, thankfully, because it was so hot up there. You know, but that one I showed, the blue one, you know, $12 for the tent, and it was $12 for the mattress. So we'll just throw a mattress in for $12. Old sheets. Oh, hell, everybody's got old sheets around here. You get old sheets off your grandmammy, so we won't even bother including that. So $12 mattress, and, you know, maybe we'll put in another $12 times 2 for 2 tents, because you might have a bit of extra stuff you want to store. You might want to sleep in that in the summer instead of the camper. If it gets a bit, you know, the camper builds up a bit of heat. But essentially speaking, we've covered everything except the lights. LED lights, what are they worth? Give me a second and I'll go get my catalogue and I'll get exact prices of them. I think they're $13. Hang on, I'll just get something. Oh yeah, I forgot another one. Toilet. Basically, all you need is if you're real hard up, you can actually dig a big hole, and, you know, like a seriously big one, and make a pit toilet, and you can mount that over the top. That essentially, yeah, the best way is a concrete base dragged over the top, but if you're really hard up, you can actually do it with a pallet. But, you know, you want to make sure it's a pretty good pallet and a reasonably long one, you know, because it cannot be putting pressure on the sides of the holes, and you probably want to build it up with bricks at the ends of it, so that there is actually no weight around the side of the hole that you've dug to make a pit toilet, so that it doesn't collapse into that hole. And then you just need an old drum, which I got 55-gallon ones here for $10. No, was it? No, 13 I think it was. I don't know. But, you know, you can get small drums and all that. I'll just put in, you know, $10 for a drum, and we'll just say $5 for a seat. So that's your drum and your $5 seat. Failing that, you can use that. You can dig another big hole and use that $10 drum with a seat on it, crack into the drum, and then you've got to empty it into the hole and then shovel dirt over what you've emptied, you know, throw another layer of dirt in the hole. And then next time you fill the drum, you pour it in again and throw some more dirt on the hole. But I won't include the cost of the shovel. Now, I don't know what flipping light I'm looking at here. It's 4.5 volt, that's no good. The replacement ones for blooming 6-volt torches here. There's usually ones that are trying to find LEDs here, but okay, I've got to take a second and find a good one. Alrighty. We found one that's a ripper. Yeah, 12 or 24 volt. 190 lumens. 3 watts of power it takes. Well, this is pretty good. There it is there. $30. I mean, that's a flippin' whopper. 36 LED. So that's going to be pretty good. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here's the ones I have in my roof. That one there. Don't worry about that bottom bit. They give you one to mount it so it's directly up like that, or one that the other mount there goes side on. They were $13 each. What did I get for the cardboard house? I think it was 2 of them for 20 or something like that, or 2 of them for 15 or something like that. I mean, you got other little ones here that I've got. I've got ones like this from the dollar store places. They're battery powered though, but they're like $7. These aren't as cheap as I was hoping they'd be. I can get little ones, key light ones, but they're like $3 and that. But I mean, they're not very worthwhile. Oh hell, just to give you a decent amount of lights. Yes, they're not cheap. Oh no, hang on a minute. Here you go, here you flame and go. These are 3 LEDs per each module. You get 10 modules with 3 LEDs each, so you basically get 30 LEDs. White, warm white or blue, $25. That sounds pretty good actually. You could really light the place up, because here, you know, I'm lighting this joint up here with like 8 LEDs at once, and you can get 30 for $25. So yeah, I'll put in about $25 for lights. That's sort of more expensive than I expected, to be quite honest. So let's look at what we got here. Now this is your dunny, your shower, your camper. You've got to use a wood heater and a wood stove in all of this, but you get a fan and the whole lot. And land. $600. Okay, I've got to work it out not to shadow myself here. $600 for land, $150 for the camper. We'll say about $600 worth of IBCs. It gives you 4 IBCs. $20 for a galvanised bin and $20 for a shower pump. $8.70 for 10 buckets. $100 for a 45 watt Harbor Freight panel, $30 for a regulator or charge controller. It's basically a regulator really. $150 for a 100 amp hour deep cycle battery, $23 for a fan, $20 to make a wood heater and oven combo, add a scrap, $12 for an air mattress, take some sheets off your grandmammy, she'll have some for you. $24 for 2 tents to store all your extra garbage that you don't really use on a regular basis, but just to keep it out of rain. $10 for a drum for the dunny, $5 for a seat, and $25 for lights. Now, I'll go away for a second and I'll calculate all that up and come back. Okay, we have $1,350 for basically your land, your camper, and your 4 IBCs. For your shower and your water setup, you're looking at $48.70 for your buckets and all that as well. Your whole solar rig, you're looking at $280. Your cooling and your heating and your cooking rig, you're looking at $43. Hang on a minute. Yeah, $36 for your 2 tents to store your extra rubbish in, and your $12 mattress. Your dunny is $15 for your dunny, and $25 for your lights. And I'll add the whole lot of that up in a second. I can't pause this for any more than 2 minutes without it cutting out on me. You will not friggin' believe this. If you can get land for $600, you're flying. Everybody does know that. But that is tax sale prices that people have already got it for. Solar Cabin said that. This is actually under $2,000. I mean, it's hard to believe. And I'm going to shadow myself again. $1,797. I mean, that's it. $1,350 for your land, your camper, and your 4 IBCs. $48.70 for your shower and your water needs. $280 for your solar rig. You can see some of the other numbers here in the crossouts that I've done adding this up. $43 for your cooling and heating. $36 for your 2 tents and your blow-up mattress. $15 for your dunny setup and $25 for your lighting. $1,797.70. That gets you basically living. Sure, you don't have a fridge. Boo-hoo. Go buy one for $300. I've seen them for sale for that. I've bought one for, I think mine cost $330 for the propane one that I never use. Hard to believe, isn't it? You know, you're probably going to need an axe and a chainsaw and all of that too, but hey, you know, you got like more than $3,000 to spend on them. So, you know, and in all of that, I highly recommend going and getting yourself a, you know, 2,500 watt or 2,200 watt generator. They're about $330 or thereabouts, $300 I've seen them for. You know, and that'll do you a lot of good. But there you go. These your, well, I'll call that the $2,000 off-grid projects. How's all that for just doing that on the fly, you know? I didn't really miss a great deal of things there. You know, you could probably do with a couple of sealed up boxes for food and stuff like that as well, but, you know, it all falls in, you know, a plastic container or whatever, you know, a few buckets with lids on. You're still going to be under $2,000. Well, no more than $2,000 anyway. So there you go. That's one that you may not have seen coming. The only thing you're missing is a laundry and a fridge. And yeah, unbelievable.